The story of VICOMTE begins with this witty, intelligent, flamboyant, charming, and very ambitious person, Nicolas Fouquet. And Nicolas Fouquet has this dream, has this fantasy when he's not even 20 years old. He wants to have the most beautiful house ever.
Nicolas Fouquet served as superintendent of finances for the young Louis XIV from 1653 to 1661. As a close advisor to the king, he successfully re-established the war-depleted French treasury and amassed great wealth. A lover of the arts, Fouquet was a close friend of the poet La Fontaine, and the plays of Molière were often performed at his lavish parties.
He had the three best artists of his time: Le VAUX, the architect, Le Nôtre, the landscape designer, and Lebrun, the painter-decorator. And he had this vision of having them working together hands in hands and giving them what any artist would dream of: a blank canvas of 1,200 acres, a lot of money, and freedom. But the two conditions had to be fulfilled. First, that they have to work together, and second, that they had to be as bold and innovative as possible. France is at peace for the first time in 30 years, and Fouquet really wanted to blow the mind of everyone.
Construction on the house began in 1641. By 1661, when VAUX-le-Vicomte's buildings were nearly complete, Cardinal Mazarin, the Sun King's powerful prime minister, died. Aware that Fouquet would be competing with him for Mazarin's position, Jean-Baptiste Colbert, a war commissioner who managed Mazarin's finances, convinced the king that Fouquet was embezzling from the royal coffers and raising an army against him. There is a myth that the mercurial Louis XIV decided to arrest Fouquet after attending an opulent party held at VAUX-le-Vicomte in August 1661. According to the myth, the insecure king felt threatened by Fouquet's wealth and wanted to arrest him that night. In reality, Fouquet's fate was sealed before the party. The young king had already made up his mind that Fouquet was a threat to the monarchy. Fouquet was arrested 3 weeks after the infamous party and would spend the rest of his life in prison.
When Fouquet got arrested, he was still working on the last details of the house. And the fact that some other ceilings, some sculpture hadn't been finished and it has been untouched since then, brings some emotion to the house. There is still the spirit, I think, of Nicolas Fouquet there. The chateau got frozen in time. There's something quite magical about this place.
Fouquet's widow sold VAUX-le-Vicomte in 1705 to Maréchal de Villars, one of the king's greatest soldiers. In 1764, the Duc de Praslin took ownership, but his descendants abandoned the estate around 1850.
In June 1875, my great-great-grandfather, Alfred Sommier, who was a wealthy industrialist, fell in love with this place. He was the only one at the auction and bought the place and dedicated the rest of his life, part of his fortune, to resuscitate the place. My parents got married in 1967, and my father received as a wedding gift the chateau. Facing the considerable work of maintenance, restoration, the cost of it, he thought opening the house to the public was the solution. They went to England, mainly to Chatsworth actually, to get some inspiration. And a year later, both my parents decided to open the family home to the public. It was our family home. Of course, it was a very different home from my friends at school, but I think we didn't really realize where we were standing.
Following their ancestors' lead, the Duvauguet family has continued to maintain, restore, and refurnish the chateau.
With the help of the Association of Friends of VAUX-Vicomte, we are putting between 1 million and 1.2 million euros into restorations project. I mean, this 1.2 million euros will have to be at least doubled. The restoration will be an endless goal.
VAUX-le-Vicomte is France's largest privately owned estate. In 1929, it was classified as an historical monument.
people that have seen everything, done everything, traveled everywhere. They arrived here and they are moved by the magic and the beauty of this place. And I always think about Fouquet and this team that decided to have the most beautiful house ever. And it makes me extremely proud, together with my brothers and my family. Of course, it's a huge responsibility, but also, and at the end of the day, it's a privilege.